Camaraderie, festivities, food, mead, wine, singing, and thick wenches. These are things that are all dear to the heart of any adventurer. Yes, of course it's fun to go out exploring, finding treasure, discovering mysteries, do quests and battle dragons, but sometimes you just need to take a break from your adventure and just go someplace and chill with a belly full of mead and cheerful faces. This is where inns and taverns come in, spread throughout the land of Skyrim. These places give all the people that much needed break. I mean, guys, are you having some difficulties over there? With nearly 10 years of playing Skyrim, if it's one thing I've noticed, it's that these taverns could be a lot better. I mean, I do not want to walk into any inn or tavern and see Nazim's annoying mug. We gotta make some changes. So sit back, grab yourself a drink, some lube, and maybe some bread. In this video, I'll show you how to use a couple of mods to turn the taverns of Skyrim into what they should be. Now do remember to hit that subscribe button and that beautiful notification bell to get more content like this. Alright? Good. Enjoy the video. First up, we got the mod Friendlier Taverns with Bots. This mod does a lot when it comes to the various taverns of Skyrim. Not only does it give each one an individual overhaul, but it also adds a bathing room to each tavern. According to the mod page, each tavern has been individually remodeled to make the sitting arrangements more welcoming and diverse in furnishings. A number of custom models have been added to serve as safe containers and decorations. And also, most taverns now have bread ovens, which makes a lot of sense since these NPCs be spending all their time around the fireplace eating bread. I mean, just look at them, they love that shit. Now when it comes to the overhauls, I can't say they're that noticeable. I mean, I don't see that much of a difference, but this was definitely not there before. So yes, the mod does make some subtle changes. The baths are wonderfully integrated into each tavern. The doors are quite easy to find, usually located at the back. Every bathing room is a bit different, just as the taverns are individualized, and will have between 1 to 3 tubs and slightly different features like fireplaces and all that good stuff. Just look at this. Here we got 3 holes to insert ourselves into, and here there's 2, and oh my god, over here there's only 1 giant hole. God damn, these baths are varied. You'll be taking a lot more breaks from your dragon slaying just to soak yourselves into these warm baths. This mod really does improve the taverns. In some places the mod also adds barns. Now that you've overhauled taverns with bathing rooms that'll fulfill all your desires, we need to fix an issue, okay? You've probably downloaded a bunch of NPC mods to populate your Skyrim because you love having lots of NPCs, but when you go into the tavern at night, you'll see all of them huddled together like a bunch of ants trying to mate with an ant queen. This is a big no-no, okay? Therefore, you need to install the mod More Tavern Idols, a SSE port of a mod that places more markers to allow NPCs more options to sandbox in them, and actually act like people trying to enjoy their time in the tavern. Just look at this guard sitting by the fireplace. Have you ever seen a Whitethorn guard look more zen? And look at him over here. He's immersively, you know, doing something to the floor. This is a must when it comes to making the NPCs actually act like normal human beings. Now pair this up with lively inns and taverns to get the most out of the NPCs in taverns. As Skyrim's inns and taverns are dull, quiet places devoid of life, this mod attempts to liven up taverns a bit by populating them with merry NPCs and environmental sound effects to match. Now you'll get a lot more enjoyment out of your NPCs when you make stops at the taverns. Okay, let's quickly fix another issue with how taverns work in Skyrim. I mean, look at this footage of me trying to rent a room. Do you see the issue? Yes. Why do I only get the option to rent a room for a day? I mean, it probably works fine if you're trying to have that one night stand, but come on! Any traveler from Skyrim with that heavy purse should be able to put it to use. Wouldn't you like to be able to pay for a month's worth of rent so that you could easily, casually walk into the inn and catch them Z's, you know? Get that much needed sleep. Maybe you're a party animal, who knows? And have no need to go out adventuring. Then this is the mod for you. This is Extended Stay Longer in Rental Customized Prices Special Edition. Damn, that's a mouthful. Almost as long as my Right, so this is a small mod that allows the player to rent out an inn for longer than 1 day at a time. As you can see from these new dialogue options, you'll be able to rent 3 days, 1 week, or even a whole month at a time all up front. Get rid of that hassle that comes with having to buy it every time over and over again with this simple mod. The one thing I really love about this mod is that it gives you an excuse to go visit taverns. And who doesn't like to do that? Well, I actually don't like— Shut the hell up, Timothy! No one asked for your opinion. Now that we've fixed the way taverns work and function, it's time that we add even more taverns, cause who doesn't like having more taverns? While looking through Nexus, I found a mod with a description that hit me hard. You know the story. You've been on the road since the sun was just starting to peer over the horizon. You're tired and thirsty, but the nearest town is still many hours of walk away. If only there was a tavern next to the road where you could rest your weary feet and have a sip of mead. Now there is! Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Inns and Taverns. This ported mod adds various inns and taverns conveniently scattered throughout Skyrim. All the inns are functional with rentable rooms, map markers, and non-respawning chests to keep all your loot safe. The NPCs that come with the mod are realistic as they wander the inns doing jobs and cooking food. Along with innkeepers, this mod also adds merchants, farmers, and other NPCs. All the inns are different from one another and look aesthetically different. Some are big while others are small. Some are a bit more complex while others are more simple. One of my favorites has to be the tilted rigging, located on a ship outside of Dawnstar. It has multiple floors with different NPCs to interact with. There's also a tavern inside a lighthouse. In fact, there's pretty much a tavern or inn waiting for you wherever you may need it. This is indeed a must-get mod when wanting some new taverns and inns. If the last mod wasn't enough, or maybe you just want something a bit more special looking instead of adding tons of different taverns, then this mod is for you. Here is the Crossroads Inn. This place is a cozy small inn at the crossroads at the edge of the tundra between Whiterun and Rorikstead. A Dunmer's sister and brother have set up shop here and offer food and lodging. There's even some private special quarters of the inn waiting for you in case you're on the look for a new Dunmer spouse. The inn itself looks really pretty from the outside. Nothing too special, seamlessly immersing itself into the landscape of Skyrim. The round doors at the entrance reminded me of the doors you'd find in the Shire. And whenever I think about the Lord of the Rings stuff, I get very happy. So big ups to the mod author for adding them cool looking doors. On the inside, you'll see all the things you'd expect from taverns and inns. There's a bacon oven, cooking place, bathing chamber, and lots of drinks and food, as well as enchanting stations. The inn features some custom meshes and textures like the colored stone floor, which is always appreciated. You can also hire the 2 available followers that hang out in the inn. In the inn. Okay, that wasn't that funny. You know, one thing that has always kinda annoyed me since the release of Skyrim is how there's really not enough to do in the inns and taverns. These are supposed to be places of fun to distract the people of Tamriel of the darkness and misery of everyday life. Just look at the Witcher games. You know why people love to spend time in those inns and taverns? It's because there's always something to do. I mean, don't get me started on Gwent from Witcher 3. God damn, I've spent so many hours playing that. Although we can't have Gwent in Skyrim as of yet, the mod Tavern Games minigames in Skyrim is an essential mod to download when wanting to make taverns more interesting. What this mod does is add minigames to Skyrim with that top-down camera view you see in other games. It adds 4 different minigames for you to enjoy. First, there's simple lotteries where you buy a ticket and then get reminded of how unfair the world is when you see that you didn't win anything. There's also a card game called the Battle of Heroes, a new card game where each player first places their bets. After that, each player draws 3 cool looking cards. Each of these cards have a number ranging from 1 to 10. The sum of the cards defines the power of the hand. Each player has the right to throw 2 dice, which will boost the hand's power. Throwing the dice will cost money, and that money will go straight to the opponent. It's up to the players to decide if it's worth sacrificing that gold. At the end, the 2 players show their hands. The one with the best hands wins the game. And as you can see from the footage, I'm an expert at this game. Dice Jack is another popular game that will now be played in the Taverns of Skyrim. One of the players throws 2 dice. The score is then multiplied by 3. The number you obtained is the maximum score to not exceed. Players then toss a coin, not to your Witcher, but on the table to see who gets to go first. It's all about getting as close as possible to the maximum score from before. Exceeding the maximum score will result in a loss. There's also something called the Prophet's Dice, a really simple game that is all about luck. The first player throws 2 dice, he must then guess if his opponent's score will be lower, higher, or equal to his. As you can imagine, this is a very addictive game that may result in some losses, but there's always a way to get those losses back. It's not a lie that Mead is a Nord's best friend. I mean, what is a trip to the tavern without it ending with a belly full of mead and staggering into an imperial ambush and then waking up in a cart?
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
So alcoholic beverages are very important to get that ultimate tavern experience. This next small mod will provide you with just that. Merconassen's Fine Beverages adds a vendor in Riften that sells all types of fine alcoholic beverages. Yes, there are already some occasional innkeepers who sell alcohol, but no one sells it all, my friend. Yes, this new vendor will be your new best friend, offering everything from that Argonian blood wine to firebrand wine-eyed, and ooh, let's not forget about that mead with juniper berry. God damn. Now while those fine alcoholic drinks may be a key part of that tavern experience, I know that there's some people out there that choose to refrain themselves from drinking all that mead and wine. Well, for you milk drinkers, here's Be a Milk Drinker Special Edition. The mod author explains how he's tired of the few options available to those who've sworn off that good booze forever, so he simply implemented some non-alcoholic beverages. So while some Nords sitting across from you may laugh and call you a milk drinker, you'll be able to call yourself that with pride as you sip on some apple juice, canis root tea, and snowberry juice. The drinks also provide you with some cool effects, like this carrot juice giving you better night vision. So for all you clean and sober Dovahkiin peeps out there, this mod is for you. Okay, so the next few mods may be a bit questionable, but do not worry. These mods are all downloaded for the sake of immersion, trust me. I bet you've already probably downloaded this one before. This is Immersive Wenches. Just look at the number of downloads. Immersive Wenches does the important job of adding wenches to every inn in Skyrim to serve and chat with the patrons of an inn, okay? Serve and chat, nothing else, right? From now on, you'll see barmaids working as servers and innkeepers and maid wenches with bodyguards. They come with custom scenes and dialogue options, and also some lighthearted quests. Just speak to one of them and they'll send you on to some bandit cave, where you'll not only battle bandits but bad wenches as well. After defeating them, you'll find imprisoned wench. And no, I did not choose for her to be naked, it's just how I found her, okay? Don't get any crazy ideas. So after escorting her to the nearest tavern, she'll start working there as a serving wench. I guess the whole thing about this mod is that it adds to the entire tavern experience. If we go back in time, there were always, you know, some lightly dressed maids around the inns and taverns throughout history, so this mod is perfectly immersive. There's nothing wrong with you if you choose to download it. Alright, so now that we got them wenches, it's time to step it up a bit, lads. After countless days of adventuring and fighting, it is easy to understand how the people of Skyrim go to these taverns to relax and just chill. And a part of that relaxation is to please some of the natural desires of the body. So here's Flower Girls, SC and VR. Now whoa, wait, okay? I know what you may be thinking, alright? Why would you even download such a mod? Well, pretty much everyone's downloaded it, but you know, it's immersive, okay? What more can I say? Mod provides adult-themed content for the Dragonborn, giving you a couple of spells, you know, to perform these actions, as well as hard-working NPC girls that you'll find in the major cities. Just walk up to one of them and tell them you need their services. Now the options may shock you, I just didn't know what to pick, so eventually I let her choose. And a couple of seconds later we were performing some specific deeds right there and then in the middle of the square in Riften, in front of everybody. And you know, since I was doing this for scientific purposes, I had to make it more immersive, so I equipped one of the spells and went to the tavern in Whiterun. After a long day, Babatunde here was looking for some action, so I went to a wench who was more than willing to help me.
A little coin always greases the wheels.
As we went up to the room for some privacy, I saw that one of the options was to ask someone to join in. Now again, this, you know, everything you're seeing is for scientific purposes only. So I went down and thought the innkeep Hulda might be interested, so I cast a spell on her, and then something unexpected happened. No, Ulfbert, what are you doing? Now after that, I went back up and completed the deed, ending the day with a fine night at the tavern. I mean, oh god, what is that? What are they doing? Alright, so yeah, I guess that's that. Hopefully you enjoyed the vid. If you did, remember to like the video to show your appreciation, and of course, if you haven't already, do remember to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon. This channel's been growing a lot lately, so thanks for that. And with that, this has been your boy SgtGim. I'll see you in the tavern. See ya.